I'm here at Onsarkavika at a very beautiful log house, Laftehus, that was built around about 1880 to 1900. It's one of the very early examples to use red brick as its foundation, and actually that has caused some problems because the red brick has been built up using clay instead of mortar. And of course, that being so very soft has subsided a little bit, been pushed in a little bit by the frost. There's also been a lot of humidity coming up through the brickwork, which has caused insect damage and a little bit of rot from humidity. Mostly insect damage. So I've changed these bottom two pieces of timber a few weeks ago. And although we've had some cold weather, that's meant that I haven't been able to do this brickwork. We now have a bit of mild weather, so I'm going to take the opportunity to do this brickwork. Get it out of the way so we don't have to wait until next year, into the spring. What else could I say? Yeah, there's still quite a lot of damage on the building at the bottom, but that can be repaired later. So I hope you enjoy this video. I'm using a very lime rich mortar. It's like a kind of restoration mortar. But because I'm going for this stronger mortar on top of the weaker clay, I mean it's been done with clay previously. It might have had some lime in it, but I don't really think so because the clay that I've taken out has turned back into clay. So I'm going to put this H steel between these two layers now, and that'll help it be a bit stiffer. Also, where that insulation is, that yellow insulation where the pipe jack is there's a hole for putting potatoes through. There's a potato cellar underneath, you see. So that'll have to be rebuilt. And then because the nature of these wooden houses, they don't actually really need to have massively stiff foundations. It's perfectly alright to have just a few points. They're so strong, these walls. You know, the solid wooden walls actually could almost get away with just two foundations, one in each corner. There's a building over there which shows exactly that. 2 foundations, 1 in each corner. Okay, so I'm just going to work my way around, but I'm going to put another layer on the bricks at the front, and then when that's stiff we can get the weight off this corner, which is just the pile of bricks there is just a temporary point. And then if you look just to the left of what's called the Norv, the heads of the timber, there's a space there, and that's for another jack, so I can jack up that wall at that point, the timber wall, and put in the last layer of cement before I let the house back down onto the foundation. It's like the opposite of building a house from the ground up and building it from the air down. Right, you maybe noticed that I'm not using a line of any kind, and that is because I'm following the same standard as the original work. It was done quickly and not by a professional bricklayer. I'm not a professional bricklayer, but I can manage to do it as well as they did it in the past. This brickwork is going to be rendered. If I swing the camera around, you'll see the rendering is flat. But the old brickwork, I mean, you can't actually see it that well, but trust me, the old brickwork was wobbly too. So, I've done as much as I'm going to do now, I think. I'm going to get some insulation and put some insulation on top of it to stop it from freezing during the night. Just leave the insulation on for the next few days. Or even longer. We'll just actually leave it until the spring now. There we go, insulated. I'll just leave that there. I'm going to do a bit of work inside now on the stairs.